From the top of my mind, I remember the SWOT analysis, and then I remember the strategic canvas. There was a value curve. In fact, the value curve came out very, very strongly. As much as we were trying to deny it, but I mean, data does not lie. So the value curve came out very strongly, and I think that's one of the things that we actually concentrated a lot on when we were coming up with the strategy. Like I said, we were now doing it differently, so we were involving everybody. So we involved all the countries. First of all, a lead for every department, and then would get all the staff to join one of the teams that were created. There were 5 teams. So initially, they seemed not to know what was expected of them. But as we moved along, we began to realize that the staff actually know what needs to be done. The staff actually seem to know more than management. The staff actually seem to know where the company should be going, because some of the suggestions that they were coming up with were very strong. Because remember, these are the people who interact a lot with the customers and with the clients. So they know better what needs to be done. And most importantly is that they felt a sense of inclusion, because I was really encouraging them that, we need to hear you, what do you think about this? And if somebody does not contribute, we actually nail that person and tell them, what do you think about this? So that inclusivity aspect went a long way in involving everybody, and also helping the management be able to capture their thoughts and new ideas. There was always this question of when people do something too often, or the word is not continuously. When you do something very many times, it creates a sense of laxity, it creates a sense of not really consistency, but just getting used to it. You come in the morning, you do your work, you go in the evening, repetitive. So there is no change that is realized. So when this engagement began, I noticed that the team used to keep asking management, where is COSEKE going? What's our future? It was hazy, it was not clear. So this involvement of the staff actually gave them hope and confidence that we are headed somewhere. And it also gave them, I also realized that some of them wanted, there was that feeling of, I want to be part of this journey of, we're calling it COSEKE 2.0. I want to be part of this journey of where COSEKE is headed, because it seems to have a great future ahead. The laxity, for lack of a better word, that was there, the repetitiveness that was there, the relaxed culture, that was there, seems to have really started to change. Why? Because with this strategic plan, it is clear that there is a role for everybody. And if you don't do your job, it affects the next person, it affects the next person, it affects the next person. So that has brought in a sense of responsibility from every staff member. And you can see there is some movement, things are beginning to take shape because of that sense of responsibility. So, of course, change is always not easy, and especially with the style that we wanted to use this time around. Remember, all the strategic plans used to be done by management, and particularly senior management. When I say senior management, I mean the country managers. So only 4, 5, 6 people would sit and make decisions for 100 people. And we are telling these 100, then go back and tell these 100 people, we want you to take this direction. So there was a bit of resistance and uncertainty, because of course the management would feel as if maybe our jobs are being, our roles are being taken away, because we are the ones to give the company direction, but that role now is being given to the rest of the staff. Then the rest of the staff are feeling like, wait a minute, this is going to create more visibility on me as an individual. It's going to give me more responsibility on me as an individual. So there was a bit of resistance, but when the journey began and they saw, where we want to go in the future, they all adapted and joined the bandwagon. I think because with this strategy, it actually made us realize our potential from the SWOT analysis that I've talked about. And we realized that we are actually market leaders and in what we do. And if indeed we are market leaders, then why shouldn't we be able to duplicate it to the rest of Africa? Because we've always wanted to pride ourselves as a Pan-African ICT organization. So this has helped us see that the strengths that we have internally, we can actually synergize and use the same strengths across the 4 countries, and also tap into different markets, not only in new market environments, by that I mean new countries, but also new market segments in terms of new revenue streams. Because what we realize is that you may find, say, Uganda has got a certain type of client which Kenya has not considered, Tanzania has another one which Uganda has not considered. So with that kind of synergy, we now realize that some of these, there are market opportunities that we have not been noticing by simply operating as silos. But now when we work together and we operate as one team, we can be able to tap into these new markets. It's not just new markets, but also new products. Why? Because you find in one of the countries, maybe a customer approached COSEKE and said, look, I have this problem, can you get me a solution for this? And then the COSEKE team went out, came up with a solution, implemented, customer was happy. Now, that product, in most cases, was not duplicated or known in the other countries. So just internally, we were able to also come up with new products through that synergy.